we have a very, very special guest. So as you know, this is my segment where I am interviewing successful business owners and people who have built their brand from the ground up. So I have Jamaica here.
Hey, it's me.
And she is going to give us the 411. So stay tuned to get some good gems on businesses.
Go. Are you ready? Because I'm ready.
I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm more
It
ready.
might get juicy.
Yes. And we got these crab legs and potatoes. Y'all know my favorite is potatoes. All right. So if you want to just tell us a little bit about yourself. Who are you? Who is Jamaica?
Well, I'm a party girl. I love the party. I ain't even going back to y'all like that and say I'm a homebody because I don't care about all that. One thing I'm going to do is party and live my life, okay?
I know, that's right.
But I'm going to always get the job done. I'm going to always set my priorities, you know. Sometimes you stray away, but then you come back and you got to get back on the right path and get to the goal.
For sure.
You know how that goes.
Yeah, you definitely have to live life. I feel like a balance is key. Balance is everything, you know.
Balance.
Like,
yeah.
Work is good, and you definitely have to put a lot of time into work, but you also have to have fun because the more fun you have, I feel like the more creative you are. You know what I'm saying? Like some of these really creative people out here, it's because they're having fun all the time. Like so, definitely balance is good. So, what is your business? What is your brand? What do you do?
I do a little bit of everything, child. Right now, I'm a shipping manager for Be Simone Beauty. That came out the woodwork, so I was not expecting that.
That's amazing.
I braid, I do locks. I'm starting creative directing with some people, so
y'all,
you know, I'm a YouTuber. So you know, you gotta
do all your information. Y'all, whoever you are, she can help you in one way
or another.
Okay?
Or I will try to help you, even if I've never done it before at this point. You know.
So definitely, you want to give us all your information, like your social medias and stuff. So YouTube. YouTube?
My YouTube is Miss Jamaica. It's Jameka. My Instagram is Mekyoncé. Everybody always asks me, why do I choose that name? It's because I love Beyonce, and that's been my Instagram name since forever.
Period.
I've never tried to change it. I mean, I have, but I always go back to Mekyoncé. So, you know, even when people approach me outside, it's, oh, hey, Mekyoncé, people don't even know my name at this point. Like, and I have my name on my page. So I'm just like, okay, it is what it is. I have put myself in this. I just got to deal with it. But yeah, my YouTube is Miss Jamaica. My Instagram is Mekyoncé. My TikTok, Mekyoncé4. I'm telling you, I do everything.
TikTok is on the come up.
I do everything. You got to get in where you fit in. And look like I'm fitting in everywhere. Okay?
I know that's right. I know that's right. So, you hair, and you do a little bit of modeling too.
Yes. I'm starting to get into that. I just signed to, they're called Matte Models. I believe they're based in the DMV area. So we just met them last weekend. And you know, they were pretty cool. And I was like, okay, y'all from my neck of the woods. So we kind of relate a little bit. So
did they come out to Atlanta? Or you always have
They did.
Okay.
They came out here for a casting call. Because they had models here and they had models in DC, and I believe they had models in LA too.
Okay, so and you said it's called Matte.
It's Maitre.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So you are definitely multifaceted. Like,
I keep
that's
busy.
amazing.
Yeah,
that is amazing.
It really is. During the time we're in now, half of the stuff I'm just like, I didn't even see it happening. But you know, you just got to see if it's gonna work, and if it works, you keep going. So.
For sure. So how important do you think it is for people to have their own business and build their own brand? Like, especially now with COVID going on, it's kind of like necessary. A whole bunch of people lost their jobs and all that type of stuff. So how important do you think it is for?
I feel like it's important, but everybody is not, you know, an entrepreneur or want to be their own boss. You feel what I'm saying? A lot of people can't handle it. It takes a lot. Like, you have to be willing to go without sometimes to make sure your stuff is straight or to make sure your brand gets out there. You got to put in the work. You got to lose some sleep sometimes. Yeah. So, and I let it sleep at the same time. I let it party.
Too. Okay. And I
all money the balance. So we gotta balance it out. You can't just,
Yes.
But sometimes you're gonna lose sleep, and then you gotta. I had a wake up call a few days ago. I was just like, I just gotta be still, because stuff start getting hard. I'm, going through some things right now, but I was just like, I'm just let God deal with it. Like, I can't stress, I can't hustle my ass out of it. It's just like, I gotta be home. I gotta be like Bernie and just be chilling. I'm waiting for this to be over. You feel what I'm saying?
For sure.
So, if it's in you, it's in you, not on you. So
okay, and it doesn't feel like a burden.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It doesn't feel like I'm doing it because everybody else is doing it. Mm-hmm. Of course, the situation that the world is in, but you just gotta have a plan B at this point.
Right.
So that's not saying that you gotta be an entrepreneur, that you gotta be your own boss, that you gotta have your own business. It's good, yeah.
For sure.
So you could know that, okay, if I put this work in here and I put in work in for my business, not only am I getting something from it, but my business is coming forward too. Now people know who my business is and my brand. So
for sure, it's definitely worth
beneficial.
it.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely worth it.
Mm-hmm.
And the more, and I feel like the thing that I felt was that when you work for a company, it's a cap. Like there's a cap to how much money you're gonna make in a certain position. It's a cap to how far you could get in that company, and even if you get to the top, it's still not gonna be yours. So having your own business is good because literally the more work you put in, the more you get out. So if I put in 15, 16 hours, I'm gonna get 15, 16 hours of pay.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, and it might not come like this. It's gonna add up over time, and eventually you're gonna see thousands and hundreds of thousands coming in, and all those hours you put in.
But the generation that we're in now, like our generation, they don't want to do the work. So that's already where it's like hindering us from getting to a certain point.
You know why?
They don't want to do the work. Like, I feel like every job that I do, I make sure they can't work without me. Like, I make sure y'all are going to need me. And that's not because of like my pride or anything like that. I really put my best foot forward on every job that I do.
For sure.
So when the time comes, it's like, oh yeah, we can't do nothing without her.
If she leaves, then we're literally missing a piece, and we're not going to be able to operate the same. And that is a gem right there. Like that's something that y'all need to write in your books. Make sure that these companies cannot live without you. It doesn't matter. Like, make sure that it can't happen without you. Who inspired you? Like, how did you get so? You know what I'm saying? You have this drive about you, and you have this like go-getter mentality, and
very much so.
You know what I'm saying? What inspired you? Who inspired you to be who you are and chase after what you're chasing? You're doing everything in the book. You know what I'm saying? So,
well, it really came from like struggling or like my relationship with my parents. Like, I just wanted better for myself. Like, unfortunately, it's not my parents that really motivate me like that or like inspire me to be a better me, because they still have some things that they gotta work on that at my age I've worked on. I've healed from certain things. I've have therapy or talk with myself or be like, Jamaica, you got it. And it was really just my siblings. I have a lot of siblings now. I have 8. Yes. I have 6 on my dad's side, and I have twin brothers on my mom's side. So, they were my motivation. They were my inspiration to like, I'm doing this for y'all. I'm doing this for us, because we didn't really have like the best relationship as siblings when we were growing up. So it was like, okay, I want to see y'all happy. I don't want y'all to have the same feelings or the same situations that me and my older sister had.
Okay, so you're oldest. You're one of the oldest.
I'm the second oldest.
Okay.
So now it was just coincidental that even when I moved here, my parents didn't even know I moved here, first of all. I literally moved. It was only my best friend, my cousin, and like a couple of my friends that knew I was moving to Atlanta. My parents did not know. I'm telling you.
That is a really amazing.
It was crazy. My parents was like, you're weird. I was like, I don't know how that
was that on you, like mentally and emotionally? Were you nervous? Were you scared? Did you have
yes. When I planned to move here, I came here in I want to say August, and I came and I applied for a Delta. I got the job, and I went for my drug test and everything. Don't smoke, don't anything. And And they called me like 2 weeks before I was getting ready to come out here, and they was like, "Oh, we couldn't do your drug test because of blah blah blah." I said, "You couldn't do what? What happened?"
Excuse me?
I was like, "Do you guys know I leave in like 7 days?
Right.
Like I'm coming to a whole nother state, and I got the job and everything, and you guys are holding me up." So that one left, and then I called Delta. Delta said, "Oh, well, you have to wait another 6 months to reapply." I said, "What happened?"
Excuse me?
Mm-hmm.
What was that again?
So I'm telling you, it was a struggle. Like if I didn't learn from the struggle, if I didn't, like learn from certain things or just understand, like life throws you lemons sometimes.
Yeah.
This so cliche saying like make lemonade, and that's what I've been doing. That's all.
Facts, because a lot of people in that situation, I can see a lot of people not moving anymore.
Yeah.
I can see a lot of people being like, it's just not for me. Like,
yeah.
No, when something is for you, you put your mind to it, you make a decision. People who are successful, they have made a decision to make a change in their life. And that is coming outside of your comfort zone. It's not always going to come easy. You're going to get rejected.
The comfort zone, yeah.
You're going to get rejected. Things aren't going to go your way. I was just a girl in the car here. I was just listening to this song, I Can't Give Up Now.
By who?
I just can't give up now. Yes, look, I'm too far from where I started. Yes. Nobody told me the road would be easy, okay? But I got this far. That's the lyrics. I'm trying to tell you. You gotta keep going. Like, people
and
gonna tell you
sometimes
now.
you don't have inspiration. Sometimes you're not gonna have the motivation. Sometimes you're not gonna feel like doing it. But you can't stay there for too long. You gotta keep going. If you really want it. If you really want it as bad as you say you want it, you gotta
go for it. You gotta go get it.
it.
It's not gonna come to you. That's why if you guys follow me on Instagram, I give y'all these little tips, okay? And I tell y'all, when you are manifesting your life, it's not a wish. It's not, I'm gonna click my heels 3 times and I'm gonna go to sleep and I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna have it. No, that's not it.
Yeah.
That's not it at all. You have to put in the work.
Yeah.
Work plus manifestation.
Yeah.
Period.
If you ain't about that life, just say that.
If you ain't gotta be about
simple.
it.
I'm about that life, So
Period.
you got to do stuff for you. You gonna learn, like, as you get older, you got to do stuff for you. You got to make decisions for yourself, for your future. You can't do it based on everybody else and what they think, because I learned that quick. I was actually supposed to go to the military after I graduated high school.
Really?
Yeah, and I let my family talk me out of it.
Is that something that you regret now?
No, because I kind of like grasp what I like or what I fall in love with and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, let me see how I can make this better, or how can I do this, So I'm not the type of person that if I get into something, it's just like, oh, okay, no, I really love these things that I do. Like, I like to do TikTok. I love to dance, so why not do TikTok? Ooh. I love to talk. Why not do YouTube?
Exactly.
I like to take a picture. I look good. Why not?
Look, use what God gave you. Period. Use what God gave you. Stop trying to be everybody else. Do you. Do you. And maximize on who you are what God gave you. Your natural gifts, your natural ability. She knows how to talk. She knows how to dance. She's beautiful. So she's going to use that to her advantage. Period. Once you moved out here, you have to build a team for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Or you don't. Some people are one-man shows. You know what I'm saying? I'm a one-man show. For example, for me, I'm a one-man show. I don't have a team. And there are pros and cons to that. What is your situation? Did you build a team? And what was it like building that team?
I don't have a team right now because, like, the traffic, I kind of handle it myself, but I do see it like coming to a point where I'm making stuff. Yeah, so because I'm doing everything, So I have people reaching out to me now. So now I have to consider, like, okay, budget this in for a monthly thing, like. It probably won't happen anytime soon, or like this month or next month, but it's definitely coming. Like, I definitely see me meeting somebody else. I don't have a problem with that, but I multitask pretty good. So I pretty much handle everything myself, as far as my hair, my YouTube, my TikToks, literally everything I do it myself. But when the time comes, I will have a team. I'll be reaching out to whoever wants the job, but you gotta put in the same work as me. You know,
just
and I put in a
driven.
lot of work.
Right.
I put in a lot of work. So, you know, you gotta damn near be better than us to even be a part of, you know, our thing, our brand.
Right. So what do you feel like it takes to be successful? Like it takes to be on a level where you would even consider to work with somebody, or you would even consider like, you know, just giving them the time of day, you know, at all. Like what do you think it takes to be successful? Even if like, you know, even advice, like if you're giving somebody advice on becoming successful, what do you think it takes?
It takes dedication, first of all.
Okay.
It takes prayer. Even if you're not religious, I feel like everybody pray at this point. You
For
know,
real.
because it gets hard.
For real.
You gotta say something out your mouth for it to get somewhere, or you just, because you're not telling me you just gonna be going through hell and just be sitting there.
And just like, I'm going through it, and just sitting in your own struggle. No.
Like, I don't want to make it like a religious thing, but you know, that's how you get through things. You got to be dedicated. You got to be passionate with what you do, or even if it's just a 9 to 5 that you're just gonna be doing for the next 6 months, make that the best 6 months that you're there.
Right.
You gotta put your best foot forward. You really gotta leave your name. Like, you gotta leave your mark everywhere that you go.
So like,
not saying you're gonna be there
who you
forever.
are.
Exactly. So I feel like I do that. Like, I have jobs from years ago. Like, if I was to walk there, they're like, okay, so you coming back? No. If I go back to fast food at this point, I would be owning a fast food at this point. Like, there's just no way.
Period.
Like, I love working for fast food because I love the energy, the pace, the everything like that. Because like I was saying, I'm good at multitasking. So I could damn near do everything under the sun and nothing.
I know that's right.
Like, that's really just how I am, and that just came from me hustling all the time. That came from me, you know, learning different things. At the same time, and it just be like, okay, and I pay attention to a lot, so it comes easier.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it just takes dedication. You gotta pray, and you know, just put in the work.
Right. So like, what is your definition of hustle? Like
well, like I was saying, everything that I do now, I love it. So I feel like in order to classify it as a hustle, you gotta love what you do at some point, or at least like it, to where you're not getting up and dreading going into work every day.
Right.
If you're dreading going to work, even if the money is good, you gotta figure out how can you be happy.
Right.
I'm happy and I'm hustling. You can't be miserable and hustling.
Okay.
I just don't see that going together.
Period.
For me.
Period.
Yeah. So everything that I do now, I love it. I love working for Be Simple Beauty. I love doing TikToks. I love doing blah, blah, blah. I love doing hair. I've been doing hair for a while. Like other people's hair. Like first I was starting with my hair until I felt like it was good enough to where I could do our next person. Okay.
Now you're gonna start making money from it.
Now I'm gonna capitalize from that.
Period.
You know, so
yeah.
I'm not just doing stuff to do it. Like I have to, if I'm gonna set time aside from my 9 to 5 to do other things on top of trying to build my brand and stuff like that, I have to love what I do. It's no way that I'm gonna get up and just be like, I'm gonna just do this.
That's definitely,
because then at some point it's gonna fall to the wayside, and you're like, okay, well I didn't like it in the first place. Now you don't waste it all this time.
Exactly.
And it's like, okay, it gotta add up somewhere. You can't keep subtracting from the situation, you know.
Facts.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people don't realize. I went to I don't know if you know the real BB Judy, the Kaleidoscope owner. She does hair products.
Okay.
She used to do a tour 2 years ago, a world tour, and she like tells people how to build a business, how to get an LLC and all that stuff like that. And one thing that stuck to me that she said, I will never forget that. She said you have to keep your 9 to 5 until your business is at a point where you could just rely on that. And a lot of people don't understand that. A lot of people, I want to quit my job, I want to do that.
Yeah.
I quit my jobs before where I didn't have nothing next because I refused to be disrespected or belittled, or you know, whether it was like a racial thing. Yeah,
for sure.
Because there's jobs that, you know, make you feel like, oh, because you're darker than everybody, it's like, you know. And I'm not putting no names out there, but I have been in those situations where I have to leave the job.
For sure.
Have to.
For sure.
But I've been hustling for so long and loved everything that I do that I always, you know, find something else, or, you know, I'm on to the next move. It's like,
exactly.
I can't,
it's like next.
Yeah, I can't be, you know, but still at the end of the day, I didn't, you know, waste my time there if I didn't like what I was doing. So, you know, that's just a little key. Keep your 9 to 5 until your business can pay what your 9 to 5 is paying.
For sure.
When you can just rely on your business. Don't go out here trying to be all quick like everybody else. You're trying to be like these scammers. These scammers ain't got no 9 to 5.
That is smart. That is so
and they
smart.
got everything to lose. You got everything to lose too. But you know, we want to keep our names
fact
clear. But yeah.
That is fact.
Yeah.
So you know, after you moved and you started getting connected and building your brand and building your business, how have your relationships changed with certain people that you grew up with, or even with like having to be more selective about who you bring into your circle, or like has anybody like started being negative towards you, bringing you down when you're trying to come up? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like, it's nothing against you. Like, I'm just trying to...
Right.
But yeah, I get what you're saying. As far as that, like, my friends, like, people that I grew up with, been friends with for years, like, they've been the most supportive, actually. Like, they were texting me every day, like, Jamaica, I know you out there killing it. Like, like, it was more than I expected. So that, I really took that and I appreciate it, because it was just like, you know, like, when I first moved here, the first, like, 6 months was just, like, crazy. It was just like... Oh my God. I know my friends is like, she coming back. Like, I even had a friend, I don't really talk to her anymore, but when I first moved out here and I was like, man, it's so hard. I'm still looking for a job, blah, blah, blah. She was like, you should just come back to Maryland and live with me. And I'm like, come back where?
For what?
I'd rather be on the street than to go back to Maryland. Right. Not nothing wrong with Maryland, but I'm going to figure this out.
Yeah, and you're going to finish what you started. Like, you said you was going to come out here. You said you was going to do certain things. Yeah. And that's what you're going to do. And that's period. Like, and that's the thing. Like, sometimes when you do make these changes and these big moves, people will try to put self-doubt into you because they didn't have the courage to do it themselves. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. And it's like sometimes it's hard, especially when it's coming from somebody that's so close to you. And they're constantly telling you no, or they're constantly, they don't understand your plan, or instead of trying to give you a solution, they're telling you just don't do it.
Or they always had somebody to go to, like, and it's just like, I don't like to depend on people much. So unless it's to the point where it's like, okay, I have no other choice, I try to leave that for, you know, a rainy day or something. But I'm the type of person, I'm going to figure it out. I don't care how long it takes. I don't care what it takes. I don't care if I got to lose everything to figure it out, because I know once I get there, now I know how to not get to that point again.
Exactly.
So, you know, and when she said that, it was just like, did you really just tell me? I haven't even been here a month yet. Right. And you're like, oh, come back to Maryland. Like, that's just so, that was easy. I don't want the easy way out.
Look. Deduct, remove, and delete. Period. Get them out your life. Period. And I'm just like, that energy, it's energy. You need good energy around you. So you have shared with us some of, you know, your struggles. You have shared with us that you've been rejected, that, you know, all that stuff. What is your bounce back method? Like, how do you get back up and put your right foot, big girl panties on, and get back up?
I listen to my Beyonce. Beyonce gets me through a lot, surprisingly. And I just pray. Y'all, it's so hard to pray and to wait for that time to get better. Like, you gotta really have some faith, or you really gotta believe and understand, like, okay, somebody gonna look out for me. I don't know if it's God, Allah, whoever you believe. Right. Somebody gonna fix it, you know, because I've been putting in this work. You're not gonna tell me I'm gonna put this work in and it's not gonna get nowhere.
For sure.
You know, it gotta get somewhere. If you're moving, if you working your hardest, you gotta get to the top at some point. Yeah. You know, it's not just going fall down and then you know, but you gotta start over sometimes, but I listen to my Beyonce and I get it moving,
and you get right back
I get it moving. I got stuff to get done.
I know, that's right. I love her. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. So how do you feel that, I know this is a thing, because I know especially for a lot of men, and for some women as well, but they say, like, you know what, I need to get my career right, I need to get my, you know, my life together. I need to get my business started. It needs to be at a certain point before I could commit. How do you feel that relationships play a role in becoming successful? Like, do you feel like you're able to have a boyfriend or have a husband, have a wife, have a girlfriend, and still get to the level you need to be?
I think it depends on your spouse. I think it depends on like how that spouse is to you. Do your spouse believe that you could get to this point? Because they gotta believe it too at some point, or they gotta see like some like, I can see you getting to this point, but I don't see you getting this far. And then if they that type of person, then you still need to get them out of your life. Because, you know, they gotta believe it as much as you do if y'all are gonna be together in order for it to work. Not saying that you can't be in a relationship. You could be in a relationship and that man teach you so much. Now you're a millionaire.
Exactly.
So, not saying you're gonna be a millionaire tomorrow, but y'all both gotta have that mindset. Y'all both gotta be on the same. Y'all gotta be on the same level, mature. Yeah,
and I feel like they have to be able to allow for you to do what you need to do to get to that level. For example, like let's say somebody wants to be a model, and their boyfriend is like, "Well, I don't want you posing like this, or I don't want you wearing certain things." I can definitely understand why it's like, okay, well, we need to take a step back because you can't accept what I need to do to get to where I want to be. You know what I'm saying? So definitely making sure that the person that you're with is on board with your terms and isn't trying to change anything. You know what I'm saying? I think that's important. But it's like sometimes people say like, and I've been in a situation where me trying to start up, having a boyfriend, sometimes it's distracting. Like you get caught up in the love, you get caught up in the fun and trying to go out and all that type of stuff. And that's when I learned that like, you know, balance is definitely important.
Because I'm a very emotional person, and I'm very like, oh, I love people so hard. So it can get distracted. It can get like, you know, I'm the type of person that feels a certain type of way about certain situations, and other people be like, oh, you just over exaggerating. You know, you're just like, oh, it's not that deep. And it's like, no, it's the principle of stuff. So I hold on to that. So yes, that can be a distraction, or, you know, keep you stagnant for a while. Like now you done missed out on some bookings. You done missed out on sending emails to people you probably wanted to send it to, some proposals. That, like, you know, all that stuff plays a part. So, you know, you just gotta move on from it. But you can still have a spouse that motivates you, that prays for you, that hopes the best for you, that give you your space that you need to get to the point that you want to get to. So, you know, I don't say all relationships are bad, but you do gotta pick and choose your battles. You gotta pick and choose if this person is good for that, if this person really believes in you. You know?
For sure.
Because you can love me all day, but once you see that, oh, I'm about to get to some money. Because I don't know if you heard it before, like, you know, they say guys are very, like, prideful when it comes to the woman making more money. So if a guy sees that, like, I have guys that tried to talk to me before, or, you know, when I first moved out here, or recently, and they're just like, oh, you work for B. Simone's. Like, you know, you act like this, you act, and I'm like, I act nothing like that. Literally nothing. Like, it's so many people that I've met in Atlanta, and they found out through my Instagram or something like that I work for her. That's not a conversation that I have from the get-go. Like, hey, I work for B. Simone. Like, you know,
it doesn't define you. And that's the thing. Like, it doesn't define who you are. You are building your own brand. You are building your own business. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, you are not. What's the title?
Shipping manager.
You are not B. Simone's shipping manager. You are Jamaica, the hairstylist, Jamaica the model, like Jamaica the YouTuber. You know what I'm saying? So if you can't address me as such, don't come around me.
And I have a lot of guys that be so insecure, like, oh, you around your celebrity friends, you're around this person, you're around that person. I'm like, yeah, like, these people are cool. Like, you know, we've seen each other, we spoke, but that's not who I am. Like, I don't want you to think, I've always, like, nowadays, I always have to explain, like, oh, I'm not this stuck-up person. I don't think I'm better than anybody. Because people who know me, I have no problem having a conversation like this. We could talk about our past. We could talk about our childhood. I have no problem doing that. And people, like, when people really get to know me or really have a conversation, and I'm very intellectual, or I'm very, you know, open, they're just like, oh, so you're not... There you go, judging. But you
don't judge a book by its cover.
I'm far from what a lot of people think I am, and it's just like, I mean, you know, child, I just let a party. You can party with me if you want to. You know, I just be like, oh hey, if you cool, if I feel like your energy is great, I don't mind you being around me.
Yeah.
We probably won't be best friends, but you know, I'm cool with everybody.
Sure,
I party with everybody. I'm a loving person. I'm an open person. So
for sure, definitely. You know, I think you touched on it, but was it hard for you to like have that association and still walk in your own life? You think that makes it harder or makes it easier for you?
I don't know. I don't think it makes it harder. It'll probably make it harder in the relationship category.
Yeah,
and I feel like a lot of people who do have weight with their name out here, they feel like they gotta always be on their toes. Like, what do this person want from me? You know, that's not always the case. You could have this person that you're cool with, or that you know, or that you're connected to. B. Simone is the sweetest person ever. Really? The sweetest. Like, we have like the best relationship. Even when I first moved here, like, she was so open and stuff like that. And I'm just so like, so dealing with that, it wasn't hard, but like finding relationships and stuff like that, or you know, trying to build something real with guys and stuff like that, it's so like, oh, who you work for? And I just be like, oh, I do shipping. I had a friend before, and they used to make that the topic of conversation every time they introduced me to somebody, and I was like, is this not who I work for, or do you work for them? Let's figure that out.
Look,
I was like,
deduct, remove, and delete. Period. What? Because I know the saying now. Yeah. So you have such a great personality, a great aura about you. Even though you've shared that you've gone through a lot and you've been through it, everybody struggles with something, whether it be mental, physical, emotional. Like, everyone struggles with something. Financial. Do you feel comfortable sharing with us like your struggle, what you went through, and how you did not let that define you, and how you still come out smiling, and how you push through and still, you know, get up every day and chase?
Well, one of the struggles was trying to have a roof over my head. Like, I literally didn't have a job, didn't have a place, didn't have anything. And I spoke to my family member at the time. They was like, oh, we have this place, we still paying the rent for it, and you could pay us monthly. Mind you, didn't have a job at the time. So I will always keep up the communication with them, like, hey, this is what's going on. I'm going to 10 interviews today. I'm keeping you updated, okay? So it got to a point where it was like, oh, you're not paying rent, you gotta go. Where am I gonna go? Where am I going? I don't speak to my family. So I had to break that ice, you know, had to reach out. I'm like, I'm gonna be here for 2 weeks. I said, I got 2 weeks to figure out something. And even before I even moved here to Atlanta, there was a point where when I was at an extended stay, when I was with a friend or two friends, you know. So I've been through extended stays. I was gonna go through an extended stay here. When they was like, oh, your time is up, I was like, okay, I'm not gonna go back and forth with you. I gave you my situation, I gave you what I was doing every day, you know, I was working towards that. But you know, you can't even go back and forth with people. You just you know, when you up, they gonna be right there.
Right.
So I just be like, the struggle be real a lot of times. You know, you just gotta be willing to get through it and just hope and know that better is on the other end. So you know, I just be like, it is what it is at this point. I done been through so much stuff. It's been so many years through struggle, through hustling, through grinding, through everything. I done seen everything under the sun. I done been there and done that. I done been to my lowest, you know, so it's just like, you know. Yeah,
a lot of people, they struggle with different, you know, everybody has a past, everybody goes through things, and like, I'll speak for myself. Like, I know that some of the things that I've been through, like, I've grown to have really bad anxiety.
Yes, I'm starting to realize that too.
Anxiety is really bad. Yes. And I think something that's really important is just becoming aware of what's going on. Like, you have to manage it. You have to figure out a way to put away the pride and say, I need help. The self-awareness is very important in understanding like the effects of your traumas, effects of anything that you've gone through. Yeah. Understanding and acknowledging, being self-aware is so important. Like, for example, I know when I stay in the bed and I binge watch three different shows that have 6 different seasons and 20 different episodes. I'm like, girl, like, you're going through it. Definitely find somebody that you trust, somebody that you can confide in. and somebody that won't judge you.
Yeah, and you can still have friends that be like, "Oh no, girl, don't do that." But then if you're the type of person that be like, "No, you just hard headed," so okay,
Yeah,
I warned you. I was that friend to warn you, like, okay, this may not be a good idea. But if you still choose to do it, then it's on you.
Yeah, and they're not gonna look at you different.
Right. Yeah, that's so true. Yeah, you gotta have friends like that, you know. Shoot, my friends, they'll call me and say, Jamaica, I don't do it, don't you do it. But if you do it, it's on you, okay? You can call me and we have a conversation about the BS that you done did, but don't forget that I told you.
Right, I told you don't do it.
I don't have all the answers. I might look like I got everything together, but I don't.
And sometimes you just want to try stuff out.
Yeah,
like, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just want to be like, okay, I hear what you're saying.
Right.
I'll prepare for that. But I'm still just try it my way real quick. Just real quick. I'm just try because I really feel like
I'm that type of
work.
person. Yeah. And 9 times out of 10 they go good. You know, people be think I be tripping.
If you had to give, knowing all this stuff that we talked about, you know, struggles and dealing with emotions and dealing with family and people who are trying to use you and family who doesn't believe in you and family who is just not there and all that type of stuff. What is a piece of advice that you would give somebody maybe going through the same thing, you know, struggling and stuff?
Piece of advice. What can I give? It gotta be juicy. It gotta be juicy. Let me see. One, I would say keep going no matter what.
That's fine.
But make sure, like, whatever you do, make sure you love it. A lot of people get into stuff and don't like not one thing that they do. And it's like, why are you doing it? Why? And another one, you said pick and choose your battles. And let's see. Be happy. Just be happy. You're not gonna always, you know, show it, but just be grateful. Just
be grateful. Be happy. Like, energy is everything.
Energy is everything. Yeah.
What you put out there, it's coming back. It's coming back. If you mad all the time, if you're upset all the time, if you all about the drama all the time, it's going to follow you.
Yeah. It's definitely gonna follow you.
It's gonna follow you. So be fun, be happy, be what you want to come to you.
Yes. Good way to put it. That was good.
Yeah.
That was really good.
Look, I learned from you. I'm like,
Yes. That's it. Just be grateful, you know, even for the small things. The small things get you to the big ones.
You know what I'm saying? So,
I posted a YouTube video, I want to say a day or two ago, and I was talking about that, and I was like, man, I was so caught up in the chaos that I got going on, and I was like, I couldn't even enjoy the moment of me just getting my first creative director gig. Like, I was like, like, you know, you write down stuff, you write down goals and stuff, and you're just like, I don't know when it's gonna happen. But the fact that it was happening like this, it's not always gonna happen like that.
Yeah.
But when you put the work in, you just don't know when it's gonna happen, or you don't know who's watching, you don't know who believes in you.
For sure.
You know, so just make sure you believe in yourself too. So if you ever, you know, write down a goal or you write down a brand or a business or anything, and you put your name on it, just make sure you gonna be about it. So you know, people always watching. Always. That's the key.
Period.
And when you in Atlanta, they always watch. Always. And I hope y'all watch this video because it's real good.
No, for real. How important do you think it is to write stuff down?
Like, I feel like if you write it down, then it's solid.
Okay.
I feel like if you write it down, then you really mean something by it. Like, you really want this to happen.
Right.
If you don't write it down, then it's just going to forever be a dream. It's just going to forever be a thought. I feel like if you write it down and you see it, you're like, okay, this is what I'm working towards. This is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to make. This is what I'm going to make happen. You know, so.
And you want it to be right there in front of you. Like, you want it to be like, you wake up. It's on my ceiling, like
Oh, so like so if you don't have nobody to inspire you or motivate you, if you don't have no family that supports you like that, you got that piece of paper that's gonna support you and say, here you go. This is what you gotta work towards.
That is what we're trying to get to.
Yeah. So and I learned that from B because she's very like, I'm gonna manifest this, manifest that, manifest. With the first year that I was here, it was so much stuff that she was doing or that she was trying to work towards. She don't put herself above people.
Yeah.
And you know, when she was trying to reach her $1 million goal, we was watching everything she was doing. She wasn't just like, oh, I'm a comedian, I'm only going to use this to make me get to this goal. No, I'm not better than anybody. She went back to her roots. She went back to doing hair. Like she was doing everything
to get to that $1 million.
And she wrote that down. Because she wrote it down, she seen what she was trying to get to, and she did everything to get to that.
Learn from that. Learn from that right there.
And it doesn't matter how you too.
Right. Fact. It doesn't matter how big you get. It doesn't matter how famous you get. Sometimes you have to go back to your roots.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to go back to your roots to get to your goal. So that's another really good piece of advice. Yeah. So you said that you feel that, you know what I'm saying, you know that this is the year. You just have this feeling and you know that this is the year. Like in the next 6 months, it's popping off, right? So
not even 6 months. I'm not even talking, but
not even that. Baby, look, baby could be next week. Monday morning.
Yeah, she could be the first one I call. And don't say when you tell y'all it was coming.
And you gonna be like, hey Jay, no, you know something's coming. So what can we look forward to as your audience, as your clients? Do you want to share with us what we want to look forward to in 2021?
I don't know. I'm trying to be on somebody's commercial. I need to be in Times Square. My modeling picture need to be right there in the new buildings. I need all that. Because I'm putting in my work.
Yeah. You deserve that. All this work she does, all this work she puts in,
it's not
she deserves that.
I would not let you.
She deserves
I would not let it.
Yes. And hopefully we can see Tamika again on another segment.
Y'all need to let us know in the comments. We're not playing with y'all. We're not doing it unless y'all say so.
I can't wait to see you on the big screen. Period. I can't wait to see you on the commercial. I'm gonna be like, oh my God.
I'll be like, daughter, I see you. I see you looking at me. I see you supporting. Thank you.
I'll be like, oh my gosh. Yes. Like that is gonna make me so happy. And just the fact that you that you shared all this with me, you know what I'm saying? I'm very, very blessed that you sat down with me. And I want to thank you so much because you have opened my mind, and I'm sure you have opened somebody else's mind and helped them to say, you know what? I don't care what I've been through. I can still get through it. Yeah. So thank you for watching.
Thank you.
And I hope to see y'all next time. Like, comment, and subscribe. I will have all her information in the description. And we'll see y'all next time.
See you.